everybody. Welcome back again to a little Austin Sports Weekend with Austin, the man here himself. It's time to talk some more NFL football. We have already finished up Week 15, about to jump into Week 16.
Near the home stretch and important games.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. These are the ones where you can
Make or break.
Win one or two, get out, lose one or two, and you're out. But before we get started, thanks again for SevereTV.com for setting us up here in studio. Thanks again for Autographs Plus for sponsoring us. Got a couple Tennessee helmets here going, but let's go ahead and jump in and recap Week 15 here. Thursday night game.
Probably one of the ugliest games. It's one of those Thursday games that are it's just a Thursday night, average Thursday night game.
That was a baseball score, 12-6.
And the Rams go on top, and the 49ers are struggling with so many more injuries in this game,
It
too.
is, yeah. Seems like every game they play,
There's an key player injured.
somebody else gets injured, yeah.
And it's completely wrecked their whole season.
It is. They've got one of the most talented rosters, period, but
Most of the talent is on IR.
most of the talent's on the bench watching them play. Our two teams matched up, and
Go ahead and give me the shovel.
yeah, the shovel's back to you. I was talking to
Back to getting blown out again. I mean, 30-16, 30-14.
I would almost rather lose right now though than win. Every win the Cowboys get is a lower draft pick they're going to get at the end of the year.
Well, they're treading towards that treading towards the record you said they would go.
I told you that they would be 7-10. Right now they're 6-8, so they might be 8-9 at the end of the year. But I still think there's a good chance they go 1-2 these last three and finish 7-10.
I've already dug another level in my wormhole, so I don't know. Did I really win this?
I still think the Panthers. Yeah, you did. You get a better draft pick. I still think the Panthers are improving. I'm not sure what happened that game. Maybe just a good defensive game of Dallas. I don't know. But I still think the Panthers are still trending up.
I just worry about Tepper. Even though I don't trust Tepper.
We'll see how this draft goes. If he
instinctively, as a Panthers fan, I've really disliked how his 30 and 30 wins, 70 loss tenure is gone.
Yeah, that's a little iffy. Yeah. We had the Ravens at the Giants. The Ravens flexed a little bit, and the Giants are still terrible.
Miserable.
The Giants are terrible.
They're not just terrible. Take away the word terrible. Just omit that from the dictionary. The Giants are a sleep aid.
They're 2-12, and for the likes of, I can't remember who did they beat. They're so bad right now. How did they beat anybody? Because they have got bad. Jackson had 5 TDs though. 5 touchdown passes, which is
the Giants are had a franchise record of futility, 9th straight loss.
Yeah, they started out 2-3, which wasn't great, but they've lost
9 straight.
9.
That's some futility right there.
Lamar Jackson looked fantastic.
Go ahead and check on the box score and see if the Jalen Hyatt joke remains.
Oh, I guarantee you. Let's see. Receiving 0 catches.
For 0 yards.
For
yes,
0
the
yards.
gag returns.
I hope they trade him. We had the Jets, Jaguars. Hey, the Jets have won.
That's for you, Big Al. You got to win under your belt.
Yeah, the Jets. The Jaguars aren't doing very good right now.
How do you let a Todd Downing offense score 32 points on you?
Devontae Adams sort of pulled him out of the drink there. What he had 198 receiving yards. How about them apples? How do you get somebody get 198? Double him.
Yeah, the Jaguars. It's just the Jaguars being the Jaguars.
But the Jets are 4-10 now, and the Jaguars are 3-11. So
the real winner might be Jacksonville in the draft.
Yeah, because they get a better pick. We had the Commanders and the Saints.
Commanders hold on the goal line, and they're 9-5.
9-5, 20-19.
One went away from a postseason berth, I believe.
Yeah. Daniels came back down to earth a little bit the last few games. I don't know if people have figured him out a little bit or if the fatigue's setting in. He's not used to this kind of grueling schedule compared to college either. So It's a little bit of both, but he threw for 2 picks this time, and the Saints tried for the 2 and let it go. We had the Bengals Titans, and the Bengals held somebody under 30 and won. They scored 37 to 40 every game.
And Joe Burrow just definitely torched the Titans. Let me tell you that much.
Yep, three TD passes. Who got benched?
Will Levis got benched because of his 3 interception game. He's probably going to spend his time eating mayonnaise coffee and putting on his mayonnaise perfume on the sideline.
He was 8 for 12, folks. That's right, 8 completions out of 8 out of 12 for a whopping 89 yards for the game, and a QBR of 49.
At some point, you just got to think you just whiffed on a draft pick and you need to pick a quarterback.
Yep.
And I also blame the coaching, too, for letting it get as bad as it has.
Yeah, there's rumors now that there may be a complete flush of the system, that's what we said needed to happen 2 years ago. Flush them all out and start over because it's over. We had the Chiefs, Browns. The Browns continue
To peter out.
struggle. They're 3-11 on the year. Also, Mahomes threw 2 TD passes,
But messed up his ankle a little bit.
He's got a high ankle sprain, which is bad news for the Chiefs. But
Going down the stretch, they've got a 3-game schedule that's
Yeah.
pretty tough.
But from what I understand, he has practiced this whole week, and probably we will start this week. So he's
But-
probably, the thing I question though is they got a horrible offensive coordinator. They got a horrible offensive system. They're the worst 13-1 team I've ever seen in my entire life. But they're 13-1. Why?
Because Patrick Mahomes carries Matt Nagy on his back he's the camel, and Patrick Mahomes is the guy trying to carry the camel.
Can Patrick do it with a bum ankle? Even if
And-
he's starting,
and Matt Nagy.
how mobile will he be? Mobile enough to carry around Nagy and win? That's the only thing I question, because it is seriously, it's Patrick Mahomes' mobility that really saves them a lot of the times, especially this year. He'll roll out, spin, twirl, dance, and then throw something, and then all of a sudden they got a touchdown. So how will he be with that bum? Even if he's playing, how good can he play? Because his mobility is a huge part of his game, you know.
But the Browns, Tiffany and I are now competing. Tiffany's my sister. We're now competing for a high draft pick together. Instead of on the field, we're competing on the draft board.
Yeah, they're 3-11, and they're still struggling.
But Cleveland gets their
They brought
first
in
round pick,
they brought in Dorian Thompson-Robinson.
and they benched Jameis Winston. So
He was 4 of 9 for 19 yards. I mean, they threw Jameis Winston famously, he threw 3 picks, and then the backup
that sounds on par.
the backup come in and threw a pick too. So I don't know.
I blame Ken Dorsey.
That
Ken
was
Dorsey
still
was-
one of the worst decisions in the history of football, was going after Deshaun Watson and guaranteeing him $200 million when he hadn't played in 3 years.
I
don't
can
know.
confirm that.
That was terrible. We had the Dolphins, Texans. The Texans, they've been struggling a little bit this year.
The offensive line hasn't protected C.J.
No,
Stroud
he was
much,
running for his life.
but they're still 9-5 and
The Texans forced 4.
AFC South champs.
Yeah, and they forced 4 turnovers. So if you get 4 turnovers in a game,
You're gonna most likely win.
yeah. We had the Colts, Broncos. The Broncos, Bo Nix is not doing
Too terrible
too
now.
terrible this year.
The Broncos are 9-5, and they're in position to break that long playoff drought.
Bo Nix was 20 of 33, which is not bad. He didn't throw for a bunch of yards.
Well, he's got the mobility.
The bad thing is he threw 3 picks. He had 3
So-
touchdowns and 3. He had the Jameis Winston syndrome. He threw 3 touchdowns and 3 picks.
He
But-
is a rookie.
Yeah, but they did score 31 points. So when you come down to the bottom of it, that's all that matters. We had the Patriots, Cardinals. Patriots continue to struggle.
Well, I guess that's good for the rebuild.
They're 3-11. How many 3-11 teams are there?
There's going to be a dogfight.
There
in
go
the draft.
dog fight for that draft pick. Yeah. James Conner ran for a couple touchdowns and took care of the Patriots. We had the Bills Lions. Oh my goodness, what a game! That was everything we wanted.
Offense,
40
and offense.
48-42.
90 total points.
90 points in an NFL game. How about them apples?
Well, the
Bills offense
looks
is
really sharp.
unstoppable. Their defense though looks like they can't stop anybody.
So,
the last 3 games,
it looks like one of those.
they're going to have to outscore the good teams because they can't stop them.
Yeah, they look like one of those Lincoln Riley, Oklahoma teams from a few years ago.
Yeah, the bad thing, the Lions. I've got a soft spot for the. I would love to see a Bills Lions Super Bowl.
We got it in the regular season.
Neither one of them are my favorite team, but neither one of them have won the Super Bowl. So that would be good. The bad thing, the Lions are having a lot of injuries now too. They're suffering through quite a few injuries. I think they had another pretty bad injury in this game. Lost one of their players, but we'll just have to see how good they go. But
Speaking
I would love to
right
see
now,
it.
Baker Mayfield, he's cooking it up right now with Tampa. 40 burger on the Chargers.
4 TD passes in that game.
40 burger.
They scored 27 in the second half. That's some points. So yeah, they are 8-6 and leading.
Leading by 2 games now.
So they've got a pretty good
actually by
stranglehold.
1 game.
1 game. They've got a pretty good hold though because they got head-to-heads. We had the Steelers-Eagles. I thought the Steelers would put up a little bit more of a fight on this one. The Eagles
might be a little motivated from that drama in the locker room.
Yeah, they are. They had won 9 in a row, and all of a sudden they were imploding. I didn't understand that, but they won 27-13. We're probably going to come down to an Eagles Lions
NFC Championship,
NFC Championship game, which would be a very good game. And we got the Packers Seahawks. The Packers are sneaky good too.
They're the youngest team in the NFL, and they are 10-4. And if they add a few more pieces in the future, they could be.
Yeah, Jordan Love threw for a couple picks. I was never completely, utterly positive on Jordan Love, but he seems to be coming around.
Matt LaFleur is a solid coach.
He is, yeah.
His worst season as a head coach is 8-9.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
And his best season, he's won. Outside of that, he's won like 9 to 10 games every year.
Yeah. We had 2 Monday night games because they were trying to hide one of them. The Bears-Vikings. The Vikings look pretty good. The Bears still look
absolutely abysmal.
Terrible. Darnold is going to make him some money.
He's going to get some cash.
He's going to get paid. They've won 7 in a row. I don't know if it's fool's gold on Sam.
I don't know who feels a little more bitter about this whole.
The Vikings have a good coach too. I mean,
Kevin O'Connell. He's had one rough season last year, but the previous year he did win 12 games or 13 games. He's on his way to win.
What makes me think he is a very good coach? Look how good Kirk Cousins looked there. What does he look like now?
We'll get to that.
That's the next game. So I think he can take a okay quarterback and make them look good. Sam Darnold looks like a fantastic quarterback, and dude, he wasn't until he got to the Vikings. Cousins looked like a good, fantastic quarterback at the Vikings. Now let's get to the next game. We had the Falcons Raiders.
Ugly game.
And Kirk Cousins is benched now because even with the win,
he's went 1 touchdown and 9 interceptions in his last 5 games.
So the Vikings head coach made that into a good quarterback.
Jeez. Kirk Cousins has got 16 picks on the season, which leads the NFL.
I think we may be overlooking how good the Vikings coaches are. We need to give them a little more credit than what we've been doing.
Look at the success they had at times with Josh Dobbs last year.
They are taking okay players. Now they got Jefferson, which may be the best wide receiver, but they're taking okay quarterbacks and making them look pretty good. All right, let's go ahead and jump into our predicts for Week 16 Thursday night. We got some Saturday football this week too. It's that time of year. I love this time of year. Thursday night we got Broncos Chargers. Both of these need this win badly. Broncos are 9-5. Chargers are 8-6. If the Chargers lose this and go to 8-7, I think the Chargers are actually a really good team, but they had to cut so many players because of salary cap going into this season.
They have barely any
They're
receivers.
talent poor right now. They don't have the talent that they need, and the Broncos are up and coming. So I don't know. What do you think? They are at the Chargers. I'm going to go ahead and
You want to pick the Chargers?
I'm going to pick the Chargers just because I think it's desperation mode. They may pull out all the stops
Yes.
to try to get.
And tell the receivers to stop dropping passes.
Man, they dropped some passes. Saturday we got a couple games. We got a 1:00 game. Texans Chiefs.
Oh boy, I might pick. Do you want to pick the upset here?
It's got to happen sometime.
I'll pick the Texans here. I've got my gut feeling
The
about
Texans
Houston
do
here.
have a pretty good defense, so we'll go ahead and take some Texans on this one here. Okay, we got the Steelers Ravens also that evening at 4:30.
That is for the division lead.
Oh, the Steelers have won pretty good lately.
You want to take Pittsburgh?
Ravens are favored by 6.5. I think that might be too much. I mean, I like Lamar Jackson, but how many times does he have fantastic games back to back?
Well, he hasn't had that.
Well, so he threw for 5 touchdowns last week. Will he? I'm going to go ahead and take Pittsburgh plus 6.
If Pittsburgh
I think
wins-
the Ravens still should win.
Pittsburgh wins this game, they get the AFC North title.
How about them apples?
So that's all they need to do.
Well, no, that's a little extra motivation. And see, there's games like this where it's time to just pull out the stops, whatever it is. You got to win this game. If there's if you had a trick play stuck somewhere that you hadn't used, this is the game to use it in. Sunday, we'll go ahead and jump into the Cardinals.
Panthers have a chance to play spoiler against the wild card anticipating Cardinals.
Yeah. The Cardinals are at -5. I'm taking the Panthers, dude. I still think the Panthers are showing flashes of being brilliant. So I've got the Panthers plus 5 on that one. Buccaneers Cowboys. Buccaneers by 50. It will be a 37-13. How about that? Is that a fair pick, you think?
Oh man,
The Bucks are actually favored by 4 in Dallas, and honestly, I actually do like that.
do you think Baker's going to
I
torch
think it's a 6-7 point game. Really, I do think the Bucks will beat the Cowboys. We got the Rams Jets. The Rams should win this one. The line's a little low. The Rams are only favored by 3. The Rams have been looking decent lately.
Yeah, they have. They've won the last few games.
Mm-hmm. And it's Matthew Stafford versus Aaron Rodgers. How many times have they played each other?
Detroit, Green Bay, many times.
Many times. So they've actually seen each other. I actually like the Rams -3 here. Got the Eagles and the Commanders. This one,
Eagles clinch their division if they win this game. Washington can get a little bit closer with a win, but they could get a wild card spot if they claim this one.
If they win this, I think they've got a really good shot at a wild. I think they get a wild card shot no matter what. But they might even lock it in with this one. The Eagles are favored by 3.5. This one I'm a little wishy-washy on. Who do you feel more? Do you think the Eagles might go in there and take it, get their
11th straight win?
11th straight win, or is it time to have a hiccup and then the whole team implodes?
I don't know. I've still got
I'm
Philly.
waiting for that. I probably like Philly too, but if they lose a game late, how many times have you seen teams go on those 12, 13 win, and then they lose a game late, and then all of a sudden they can't win another game?
That's so many times.
That's happened so many times. But I've got Philly on this one too. They are sort of hot right
The
now.
Falcons have a gimme.
The Giants at the Falcons.
With Michael Penix making his first start, you couldn't ask for a better team to get your first start against.
That's probably why they brought Penix in now, because this is sort of almost like a scrimmage practice. The Falcons are favored by 9, though. That scares me. Can the Falcons score 9?
They don't have Kirk Cousins back there, so
Maybe. I don't know. I think 9 points is just. I don't know. I'm terrified of 9 points, even though I think the Falcons should win it, just because I haven't seen Penix play enough to where I can be that confident in him. I don't know. We got the Browns Bengals. This should be a Bengals win fairly easily here. Bengals are at home. The line's a 9 on that one, and I'm actually pretty comfortable with 9. This may be 37-20. I don't know. They're deep. Well, I don't know. Yeah, the Browns are so terrible.
Right now, I
The Browns
feel
are
bad
terrible
for my
right now.
sister.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll actually strangely I don't like the big lines. I'll take Bengals -9 on that one. Titans Colts. Somebody's got to win it. Somebody's got to lose it. I like the Colts.
Yeah,
Just
the
because.
Titans are just a mess right now.
Yeah. I don't go. Yeah, Anthony Richardson. I don't know. I still think the coach should win it. We got the Lions and the Bears. Oh my.
Remember the last time the Lions and the Bears played?
Mm-hmm.
The Bears made a mockery of themselves and got their coach fired.
Yep.
Does this light a fire under them?
No. I don't think they're. The Lions are at Chicago, and the line on it is 6.5. I actually like the Lions. The Lions coming off of a loss are going to be really, really focused this week. I would have liked to have heard their coach
Military
this week,
Dan?
Military Dan this
Oh,
week.
man.
That would have been good. We got the Vikings Seahawks. This should be a very good game. Seahawks have been showing flashes of being good, but injuries to the quarterback.
Yes, that will hurt them. I think Minnesota claims
I
this.
think Minnesota wins it. The line's only 3. I actually like this one really well. We got Patriots Bills. Bills by 50. It's actually 14. How about them apples? 14 on an NFL spread. I actually like that. It'll probably be 43-10. Jaguars Raiders. Ooh.
Someone's got to win and someone's got to lose.
They should have flexed that to Tuesday at noon or something, because nobody's going to watch it. I honestly would probably take the Raiders, just because the Raiders are at home.
Possibly.
That might be the only thing, yeah. 49ers Dolphins. There's so much injuries in both of those there. It's both of them are coming out. I'll probably take Miami because they're at home and they're coming off a loss. That might be the only thing that I would sort of lean on for that. The Dolphins are favored by 1, so it's almost a pick 'em. And then Monday Night Football, Saints Packers. Probably lean towards the Packers on that one too. The Saints have been struggling this year. Let's see here. Man, that's a big line too. That's bigger than what I thought it would be. Packers by 14.
I'm not taking that.
I don't like that either. The Saints are struggling this year, but they're not completely pathetic. They're trying a little bit. So yeah, I might even take plus 14 on that one. You got any breaking news in the NFL?
You told me about Woody Johnson's incompetence.
I got to bring this up. We talk about some of the owners. Jerry Jones to me is Emperor Palpatine of the NFL. He has ruined the Cowboys I'm a Cowboys fan. Yeah, Tepper for your Panthers has done some pretty stupid things too. But I heard this week and it just blew me away. The Jets owner Woody Johnson vetoed a Jerry Jeudy trade. His team was wanting to trade for Jerry Jeudy to have another receiver. He vetoed the trade because his Madden rating wasn't high enough.
That is too stupid to believe. Did he
That's
actually?
the truth.
Oh my
Yes.
gosh! Oh my!
His Madden rating wasn't high enough, so he vetoed the trade.
I also heard outside that Woody Johnson listens way too much to outside sources and doesn't listen to.
He lets his teenage son have a direct influence on the football decisions. The former GM, Joe Douglas, stated, "I report to a teenager." Some stuff coming out. No, just your owner could be worse.
I feel bad for Al that he has to sit with Woody there.
Sometimes the Johnson family, including Woody, his wife, and his kids, would walk through the Jets locker room after a disappointing loss and talk bad about the players. Tell them how terrible they were.
Then why did he sign them?
I don't know.
Why would you sign the player if you think...
I know you heard this one too earlier. Woody Johnson reportedly floated benching Aaron Rodgers 4 weeks into the season. You heard that right at one point. He did that just as a joke to get reaction to see if he should or not.
I don't know. Is his IQ higher than a walnut?
How did
Football IQ?
How did you get that much money to buy a team if you're that terrible? I don't know, but I just
That is
I
our.
just
Woody
thought that was
Johnson
funny.
is our stinker of the week.
Yeah.
Woody Johnson, as the whole owner, Woody Johnson.
Yeah.
Big Al,
Yeah,
I'm gonna
Big Al-
dedicate that.
Big
to you.
Al, you remember a couple weeks ago when Big Al said, "Sell the team to anybody." I think I understand.
I
now
understand
why
he feels that way because
why
Woody
he
is
said that.
awful.
That was terrible. That was terrible. But anyways, that's it for the NFL this week. We hope you had a little fun with us. Thanks again for SevereTV.com for setting us up. Thanks again for Autographs Plus for sponsoring us. Be sure and check them out. They got a website too. Other than that, we'll be back next week.
See you next week.